Barkley having to screw that one round the corner, did well.
Good little touch though, isn't it? Just opens the game out. You know, it's many would say a bit of a gamble, but I think he's done well there. Zapacosta's pass is poor. Good challenge.
Alonso. Good ball as well. Chance for a second here. Batshuayi. He couldn't find the back of the net nor work it to Giroud.
Well, this is saved by Neto, but again, you know, coming at that angle, we said it earlier on. If you're going to shoot from an angle, get some power on it. Couldn't quite sort his feet out Batshuayi to get the strike away properly. A lovely play initially.
So Chelsea and Barcelona attracting the masses here. As I said earlier, we are about 25 kilometres from the centre of Tokyo, more than 50,000 inside the Saitama Stadium. It is a familiar name to you. England played Sweden in a World Cup group game here in 2002. That's the representation from Joe Cole. Ashley Cole also played in that game. It's the home of the Urawa Red Diamonds. Zuma.
No zip in Barcelona at all at the moment in closing down. They're just going as individuals. They've lost their momentum.
Giroud did well. Found Kennedy. Barkley decided to play it to Batshuayi rather than go for goal himself. I think Batshuayi might have been surprised by that. Needs drink water. Giroud. Good run from Zapacosta. Crossed very, very deep. Picked up by Barkley.
Not sure if he meant that, Zapacosta, but not a bad ball if he was just retaining possession because Giroud was out of the area.
Kennedy. All of a sudden, Chelsea looking the more likely to get the second goal of the game. Barcelona had a strong start to the second half, but Chelsea held firm.
Sloppy. Alonso.
And here's Rafinha. And that was pretty sloppy as well.
They've got away with that a little bit, but it's sort of significant the way we've seen Barcelona in the last 5 or 10 minutes. A little bit lethargic, just lost their way a little bit. Maybe the substitutions have caused them more problems than our substitutions have caused us. So we have to take that into account. The flow of the game has gone a little bit. Maybe getting towards the last 10 minutes, of course. And there's an advantage for us here if we can get a second.
Alonso, Barkley, look over his shoulder to see how much time he had, and then found the corner of the net. Brilliant goal from Ross Barkley. Should be enough to win the game for Chelsea. He's been a cut above since he came on. And he's made it Chelsea 2, Barcelona 0.
Yeah, he's got himself into some good positions, hasn't he, Ross Barkley? And used the ball pretty well, but I tell you what, this is a great finish. I'm not sure if there's a deflection on it because Neto really should have done better. But the build-up play was good. First ball in, the early ball in there by Alonso was excellent. Not too sure what part of the goal Neto was covering. Be easier to see from behind here. Ross Barkley does well, just shifts the ball onto his left foot. That's a good finish. Well, maybe Neto wasn't at fault. Defensively, you'd have to say Barcelona were poor. But it's a good finish, Ross Barkley. Should take us on to the win.
Well, he's been watching Mason Mount get the nod in the last couple of games from the start. Ross Barkley. And he looks as though he's up for the challenge.
Well, he does, and that's your answer, isn't it? You know, if you see somebody else getting the nod just before you and you play in a similar position, then the answer is go out there and put the ball in the back of the net. He's certainly done that from that position that Mason Mount was playing. I think he'll enjoy the role as well, Ross Barkley. He understands the role. There's a little bit more freedom for him. Got 2 good feet, as we've already seen.
And we mentioned this, didn't we? We were talking about Mason on Friday, but the same applies to Ross. Being coached by Frank Lampard and being a central midfielder has got to be just what you want.
Just made in heaven for you, isn't it, when you're a youngster coming through, but not necessarily a youngster as Ross Barkley is. But, you know, once you've got the experience that Ross has already got, you know, to learn as close as he can off of the likes of Frank Lampard. Don't forget Jody Morris in that as well, another midfield player who can certainly give him a few tips.
It's a great turn from Rafinha. Malcolm's got Nelson Semedo in support. Then back to Rafinha. Rafinha moved it on one more. It's Carlos Perez. Forced away from goal by Zappacosta and Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy's done well to help out his defender, but he's got it back. Perez, but he's done well, because initially I thought his first touch was poor.
Malcolm. Ball in toward Rafinha. Tomori, did he get a touch on it?
It's a decent little clip into the box, isn't it? Sort of hopeful more than anything, but the two defenders did just enough to stop Barcelona getting any attempt on goal.
Rafinha's been the most impressive of the substitutes who came on at half-time for Barcelona.
I think he's looked good on the ball, to be honest. He's made some good runs, he's quick. Just wonder about his decision-making when it comes to the final straw, but certainly it's looked effective.
Carlos Perez.
I think that's a clue, you know, about Perez, you know, with Zappacosta. He's learned quite quickly, Zappacosta. You don't have to go tight to him. Just stay off of him. Don't let him run in behind. That's what he wants to do. Make him pass. That's not the best part of his game, making those decisions. If you commit yourself, he'll go past you. And I think Zappacosta's learned that.
Minutes for Barca to score twice at least if they want to force a penalty shootout. But even at the start of the half, when they did have a flurry of chances, there was never a save that you thought, well, Kepa's had to work really hard to keep that out. They were all pretty comfortable for him.
Well, they were. I mean, you know, we've got to recognise we're playing against Barcelona, whether it be the B team or the A team, but you know, they're quite capable of creating opportunities all day long, and I think when Kepa has to make saves, you've got to understand that sometimes he's not going to do that. You know, it's not going to work for him, but he did what he had to do, Kepa, and I thought he did it really, really well.
Kennedy impressing again here.
Good strength by Kennedy. Took a little bit of a knock, didn't he? But
started it right back there. And he's picked up a bit of an injury by the looks of it.
One play for me doesn't quite look 100% fit as well. But he's working hard to try and get there for sure.
Didn't play 90 minutes in the Premier League for Newcastle in 2019.
From Chelsea's perspective, a win's a win. We always say it, don't we, pre-season, it doesn't matter too much. But just breeds confidence in the dressing room. Also, not giving a goal away is important. Keep a clean sheet as best we possibly can.
Barkley.
Yeah, that's why he does him no favours here, Ross Barkley. He just jogs forward. If he makes the run, then Ross Barkley's got a choice. He either passes or takes up the space that he's left. But that's why he doesn't do anything at all to give him some help there.
Kennedy still feeling that Wacky took a minute ago.
Look like he just took a wrap across the ankles just here. No, it is. It seemed too important. I mean, I think that adrenaline rush and drive, the fact that you can get yourself into the box and maybe score a goal, kept him going initially. Obviously the pain was there, and there's a man who seems to be enjoying himself, which is good to see at this stage of a game against any Barcelona side.
Played 11 times against Barcelona competitively. Frank Lampard won 3, lost 3, drew 5. Scored 3 goals, 2 of them in Barcelona. That brilliant one from the dead ball line. And also remember the assist he gave for Ramirez in 2012. Andy Newton on the bench that night as he is this evening. Thumbs up. Means Kennedy should be okay.
Yeah, it's obviously nothing too serious, just a knock and wrap across the ankles that you initially feel. And a couple of minutes to go. It's not an injury probably that could get any worse, so I should think Kennedy will just continue. Unless, of course, he feels he needs to come off, but it looks like he's going to go back on.
For Barca here. Of course, they'll say that this was a useful exercise in building fitness.
Of course. Well, it is, you know, realistically. We always say that scoreline doesn't matter at this stage, but...
You say that when you lose the game, though, really.
Well, you do, but I think when it's your first game, it really isn't important.
Here's Nelson Semedo, who's got caught in the traffic.
But I think from Chelsea's perspective, you know, we're a few games into our pre-season, so we are building up momentum, and winning games is becoming more and more important, if only just for team morale. Just stood on his foot, I think.
Yeah, what you want to see is progression, and there's definite signs of that, particularly today. Painful one, that for Malcolm.
Nothing intentional, just too quick for Danny Drinkwater, and Danny just stamps on his foot. But again, free kicks for or against, always good to have these situations, especially when you're 2-0 up with a minute to go. So Barcelona with a chance maybe to force Kepa into some sort of save, and also a chance for us to organise our wall and get things right.
Rakitic, not one of his better efforts.
No, back to the drawing board, or should I say back to the training ground, and try it a few more times.
31 now, Ivan Rakitic. Well over 100 caps for Croatia. Actually played his under-21 football for Switzerland in a fantastic World Cup last year. Barkley. Ricochet almost favoured Olivier Giroud there.
I just think Ross was in two minds there. I guess one of those situations where he's got to take control of himself and keep going forward and make the pass simpler.
Rakitic, bit of space. Ivan Rakitic, it's a beauty. What a goal from the Croatian. Barcelona do get their name on the score sheet, and in some style too.
Well, sometimes you have to hold your hands up and say, do you know what? That's a proper goal. And from a proper player, we were just talking about him, 100 caps plus, terrific career, 31 years of age. He has been a super player over the years, but that is top quality. You know, if someone like Suarez or Messi had done this, we'd have said, yeah, we understand. He doesn't get a massive amount of goals, Rakitic.